What's up, race fans? Radio and Fan 2011 here for round 15 of 36 in Season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Cup Series. This is the Quicken Loans 400 from Michigan International Speedway. So we're just about in full swing in the second half of the regular season as we got a bunch of cars here, especially those top contenders looking to continue with some good runs here and try and stay in the top 12 in points. And of course, the wild card chase is also getting pretty interesting as well. So as we're in the second half of the regular season, it's going to be interesting to see how all these cars will perform here on a track like this. It's a very fast track here at Michigan, so we're going to see some high speeds here. We're sure about that. James McLeod will be starting on the poles. It'll be his first pole of the season, and he will be eligible for the Sprint Unlimited for Season 4. And now we take a look at the rest of your starting lineup. I was looking at the rest of your starting lineup, and alongside James McLeod is Kyle Sosnowski, who is actually Kyle Sosnowski is actually 21st in the points, so he is currently outside of playoff contention right now. If the season were to end now, that means he would not be eligible for a playoff spot. But do consider this: he has 2 podium finishes, so if he was 20th in the standings, that would have gotten him at least one of the wild card positions. That's what I know. But of course, some of the other guys who are currently in between 13th and 20th in the standings, such as Tony Blazer, Barney Ward, those two could certainly use a good finish, and they'll have some good they had some good qualifying runs here, as well as Lyndon Wright and Danny Wells. They're also trying to get some good finishes to get themselves in the wild card hunt. There's our points leader Ryan Richards. He's been having quite a season so far. And 3 wins and 4 podium finishes in the past 3 wins and 4 podium finishes in the past 5 races. He has been on quite a roll, and he'll be starting 7th. Our previous race winner, Seth Cole, is going to be starting back in the 24th position in the 24 car. Very fitting to see that. Of course, we are just about ready to fire up these engines, so let's get these engines fired up and let's get this race started. Here we go. The engines have been fired up. The question is, who will take advantage of this opportunity here at Michigan? Take a look if any of the cars will have any problems prior to the start of the race. There is good news. Everyone is running clean, so we will have a full field to the start. James McLeod looking to get himself back, at least get himself back in the wild card hunt. He's actually currently the guy who's taken the first wild card spot if the regular season were to end now, but he would certainly love to have another win there, or maybe at least another podium finish to really catapult himself into a good position for a wild card spot. There goes the pace car. So here we go. Green flag is out. 20 laps here at Michigan, and right from the get-go, they're 3 and 4 wide. So right away, we're seeing some hot action going on right from the start. A couple cars hitting the wall, and now we got a lot of passing going on here. With a lot of action. You want to be on the inside line right from the start because it will help you out later on in the middle. And they're wrecking already. Well, that didn't take long. Oh shit, they're collecting more. Dylan Poteet's around. Trent Dunham's around. Zohar Manood's in it. Seth Cole's in it. Sean Henley got a piece of it. Oh, someone flipped over. Oh, Dylan Young. He's I believe he's 4th in the points. Wow. Emilio Navarrete, again, he's got heavy damage. So another tough break for Emilio Navarrete. Just can't have the luck does not have the luck he's had so far in this series. Leader will be James McLeod at the stripe. Kyle Sosnowski second, Tony Blazer third, Lyndon Wright fourth, Danny Wells. That is your top 5. A lot of cars will be heading to the garage. Will end up DNFing from the race. Seth Cole at heavy damage. Joseph Lombard got a piece of it. Stephen Whitman, our special competition winner. A lot of damage to the front of that machine. I believe Dylan Pote might have been one of the first that went around. And see a lot of cars here. Sean Henley with quite a bit of damage to the driver door side. And it looks like we'll have a lot of takers coming into pit road. Luke Martin's heading for pit road. Does he have any damage? It doesn't look like it, but he might be ending up going for repairs. There's Liam Ervig. He's actually, I believe he's third. I believe he's somewhere in the top 5 in points. There's more takers. Well, Zohar Manoud, he's most likely going to DNF here. There he goes. We got a bunch of more takers out in pit road. So we have a lot of cars, a lot of notable competitors here going to DNF from the race. Stephen Whitman, he's going to DNF. Seth Cole will not DNF yet, but probably going to get some repairs done in that car. Dylan Pote's going to probably fall a lap down, as well as Joseph Lombard and Liam Ervig. So 3 guys already who are in the top 10, and who are in the top 10 in points, are already going to be well behind the rest of this pack here, as we take a look at what put us under the yellow flag for the first time. Stay tuned. Here's what brings it yellow flag number 1 in this race. Well, it didn't take long for these guys to get to get some contact right around here. Something happens. I believe it starts with Joseph Lombard making contact with Sean Henley here into 33. And then there's going to be that just a bit of side draft that Callum Wills is going to give Lombard. Sean Henley's going to hit the wall. Lombard's going to hit the wall. Dylan Young is going to get into it, as well as Liam Ervig. There goes, and around goes Callum Wales and Brandon Bain. So the top 10 cars able to stay in front of it, but everyone from 11th on back is going to get involved in this. Let's see who else is going to get in the picture here. Well, I can't quite get the best angle. I'm trying to get a better angle of this. Shit, give me some time here. Oh, there he is. We saw Trent Dunham, Seth Cole. Well, actually, Joseph Lombard came right in front of Seth Cole. Also came in front of his buddy Trent Dunham. Look at William Duncan trying to make his way through, and well, he's going to get hit from behind. William Duncan's going to get hit from behind because all these cars are coming at such a speed. Eric Burton's going to hit Dylan Poteet here, who's going to hit William Duncan, and around goes our defending champ and I believe Dylan Young. There's Dylan Young. He flipped over for some reason. Let's see what happened to him. Well, we'll see another Richard Childress guy. Pichu London also was around. Yeah, he just had nowhere to go. He just got clipped right there. Well, let's see what happened with Dylan Young. You see, he's going to make contact right about here. And there's the impact that will flip over the 16 machine via Liam Ervig, and Emilio Navarrete also flipped over. See what happened with the Ford EcoBoost machine. Trying to get the correct car here. There we go. You see Emilio Navarrete trying to avoid the wreck, and then all of a sudden everything just seems to slow down, and he's going to take a hard hit from Ricky Hawk. So that's what's going to cause Emilio Navarrete to flip, and another tough break for Emilio Navarrete. And now let's see what happened with Seth Cole here. Give ourselves an on-board view. How about we get it from the roof? Let's see what happens. See, he makes a bit. See, there's the first bit of contact, and Joseph Lombard comes right back in front of him. Oh, and then he takes a hit. I believe he does. He takes a hard hit from Jake Cole. Oh, and then Zohar Manoud just gets right into him. So Seth Cole with heavy damage right there. And a lot of cars with heavy damage, and looks like there's going to be quite a lot of people not happy with some. So we're under the yellow flag for the first time this race. Now let's get you back to green flag racing. Stay tuned. We're back. Pesos giving us the one to go. Here comes the top 10 rundown. James McLeod is the leader. Kyle Sosnowski second. Tony Blazer in third. Lyndon Wright fourth. Danny Wells as the top 5. Barney Ward's in 6th. Wolfgang Mason 7th. Anthony McCrory 8th. Ryan Richards the points leaders in 9th. And Randy Carpenter rounds at the top 10. You see Jake Coley's on the inside. He is a lap down. And how many cars have DNF from the race? 7 cars have DNF from the race. Dylan Young, Seth Cole, Stephen Whitman, Emilio Navarrete, Zohar Manood, Ricky Hawk, and Liam Ervig. So 7 cars have DNF from the race. And also we want to mention Liam Ervig, Seth Cole, and Dylan Young. Those guys are in the top 10 in points, so we're going to have quite a points shakeup. We're going to have quite a point shakeup right after this race is over. Pace car will hit pit road once again. Green flag is back out for the restart on lap 6. Now, oh, man, look at Barney Ward try to avoid Jake Cole, trying to avoid being behind the back bumper of Jake Cole, and that's going to cost Randy Carpenter a lot of positions. Randy Carpenter came to the line in 10th, and look at all the positions Randy Carpenter has lost. Back to the lead battle we go. James McLeod still the leader. Let's cycle through the field here a bit. Randy Carpenter was, I believe he was running 9th or 10th, come to the line, and look where he is now. He's back in the high 20s. Back somewhere in the high 20s now. James McLeod's still the leader, trying to lead as many laps as he can, trying to take advantage of the wild card situation. Kyle Sosnowski also trying to get himself into the top 20 in points, trying to get himself at least in position for a wild card spot later on in this season. You see some of these cars. Where's Randy Carpenter? He fell a lot of positions from that. Went from 10th all the way back to 27th via the lap down car of Jake Cole. So now we got quite a battle here for the lead. James McLeod, Kyle Sosnowski. Sosnowski trying to take it away. McLeod trying to defend the lead, looking for his second win of the season. And there's Tony Blazer. He's trying to defend third from Lyndon Wright. Just trying to get himself in better position for a wild card spot, as well as Danny Wells. First guy who's in the top 10 in points is Anthony McCrory. So he's currently running in the 6th position. Where's our points leader? There is our points leader, Ryan Richards, currently running in the 10th position. So a lot more cars looking for their best career finish, as well as some other cars trying to get themselves in position for a good wild card spot. To the back of the pack we go, and Randy Carpenter has just fallen off the face of the earth, literally. Went from inside the top 10 all the way back to the bottom 15, and someone has blown up. Callum Wales! Callum Wales, the Aussie, has blown up. That's very unfortunate for Callum Wales. He's running at the basement in the standings, and, well, this is not going to help him out at all. So, tough break for Callum Wales. Engine just completely gives in. Was running at the back of the pack, and that's not what he wanted to see. Alright, now, as we just about pass the halfway point, James McLeod looks like he will lead at the halfway point. But now we got a slower car here. We got a slower car in Luke Martin. So with these guys trying to get some speed here, Tony Blazer looking for second. Tony Blazer had a run at the second position, but lost a lot of speed. Could not hold the inside line. Gonna have to try and defend third again. Lost a lot of ground there. Look at Lyndon Wright, just pretty much bump drafting him down the backstretch. So now these cars are gonna come across Luke Martin here, who's currently running in 35th. Question is, who will be stuck behind the back bumper of the 20? And the question is, James McLeod. James McLeod did get stuck behind the back bumper. Kyle Sosnowski to the lead. Sosnowski taking advantage of McLeod's misfortune, and now it's the 88 of Kyle Sosnowski who's taken over the lead. And now Tony Blazer's behind the back bumper of Luke Martin. And he's going to lose positions. Well, you don't want to be behind the back bumper of these lap down cars. Again, they're really playing into the scenario of this points here. And now we got some more cars. We're going to have some more cars behind Luke Martin, the slower lap down car. That's going to allow some of these other guys to try and take advantage and maybe move up a couple of spots. So because of the lap down car of Luke Martin, Kyle Sosnowski is now your leader. Lyndon Wright has now moved up to third. Danny Wells is now fourth. Anthony McCurry, who is the first guy in the top 10 in points in the running order, is currently running fifth. And it dropped Tony Blazer from third to sixth. Wolfgang Mason still in seventh. Alex Jones is now eighth. Ben Paul is in ninth, and Michael Norman is now trying to defend the last spot in the top 10. And Dylan Pote, he's going to be heading for some repairs. He's not one we wanted to see from the defending champ. Again, he's having some troubles here as Kyle Sosnowski tries to get his first career win in the Pepsi Cup Series. And now they're going to come up on another slow car. Jake Cole this time is going to be the slow car. So now, I'll tell you, no lead is safe now in this track with all these lap down cars. So now these lap down cars are really playing a factor here in the closing stages of this race. And again, they will really catch up to him. Watch his speeds. They reach above 215, 260 miles per hour at the tail end of the backstretch there. And Jake Cole not really getting a lot of speed. He's probably going to reach about 190 at the line. And here they come fast. Now the question is, again, who's going to be stuck behind the back bumper of the 93? Kyle Sosnowski, a great run. Jake Cole going to hold up two cars. Kyle Sosnowski is now going to pull away with the lead. Lyndon Wright is now up to second. James McLeod now trying to defend third from Anthony McCurry. Oh man, these lap down cars are really starting to play a factor now. 4 laps to go, and Kyle Sosnowski is pretty much just trying to pull away from the rest of this from Lyndon Wright, who's running second. Now we got a battle here for third between Anthony McCurry and James McLeod. And again, you want to be, I guess the outside line sometimes works when you're going through turns 1 and 2, but I don't know about turns 3 and 4 though. And that lap down car has now moved Tony Blazer back outside the top 10. So now what Tony Blazer wanted to see, and now you got Ryan Richards here, who's running in 11th position. And if you remember what happened to Seth Cole early on in the race, Seth Cole had some problems early on with that big wreck, with the big one, back in the first lap. So now Ryan Richards trying to take advantage, trying to get as many points as he can to really extend that lead. But then again, you got Anthony McCurry, and I almost forgot to mention Dylan Pote. He's another lap down car. So now we got even more lap down cars are really starting to come into the picture in this one. That's going to hold up Ben Paul for quite a bit, and that's going to allow all these other cars to try and get out of the way. We come around with 2 laps to go, and Kyle Sosnowski is just pretty much in control. Kyle Sosnowski in the driver's seat. Lyndon Wright currently second, James McLeod third, Anthony McCurry fourth, Danny Wells in fifth, Wolfgang Mason sixth, Alex Jones seventh, Michael Norman eighth, Tony Blazer ninth, and Ben Paul currently trying to defend the last spot in the top 10. White flag is out, 1 lap to go for Kyle Sosnowski, looking for his first career Pepsi Cup Series victory. Take a look at some of the other rest of the action towards the back of the pack, and again, these I do not believe that the rest of the field will go through any more lap down cars, so those will pretty much end the race unless something happens to Kyle Sosnowski. But I do not believe that will be the case. And here they come off of turn 4, and everyone will come off clean and come to the stripe. Kyle Sosnowski wins the Quicken Loans 400, and that will be his first career Pepsi Cup Series victory. That is huge for Kyle Sosnowski, and that will most certainly get himself into the top 20 in points, and that will very likely get himself a very good wild card. Get himself in very good wild card position. Lyndon Wright, his best career finish, and his best finish of the season will end up second. James McLeod will end up third. That will pretty much help him out in the wild card hunt. Anthony McCurry is the best of the top 10 in points. He'll end up fourth. Danny Wells will round out the top 5. So a big win there for Kyle Sosnowski, and that will most certainly help him out in the wild card hunt. You see a lot of cars getting some good finishes here, taking advantage of some of the other cars who are on the top end of the points having problems. So we're gonna see quite a bit of a point shakeup after this race. As now we take you to your official race results. As we look at your official race results, congratulations to Kyle Sosnowski, his first career Pepsi Cup Series victory. Couldn't come in a better time than this point of the regular season. That will most certainly help him out, get himself in the top 20 in points, and most certainly help him out at least in the wild card hunt. Lyndon Wright, James McLeod make up the podium. Anthony McCurry and Danny Wells finish 4th and 5th. Wolfgang Mason, Alex Jones, Michael Norman, Tony Blazer, and Ben Paul are 6th through 10th. Ryan Richards will end up, our points leader Ryan Richards will end up 11th, so just barely outside the top 10 for Ryan Richards. But then again, Seth Cole had a lot of problems. He ended up getting involved in that one incident, that one big incident that happened right from the start of the race. So Ryan Richards is going to gain a lot of ground on second place. Seth Cole probably won't have second place after this race, but you'll see that in the points. So Ryan Richards really going to extend his points lead by quite a lot. And 12th through 20th now, Barney Ward, Richard Johnson, Sean Galligan, Ty Naughton, Cody Lamas, Charles Jackson, John Waycross, Eric Burton, and Red Bell. 21st to 30th now are Sam Young, James Qualls, Ryan Cooper, William Duncan, Jacob Lawler, Pete London, Randy Carpenter, Sean Henley, Brandon Bain, and Trent Dunham. 4 cars ended up at least a lap down or more: Joseph Lombard, Jake Cole, Luke Martin, and Dylan Poteet. 8 cars of DNF from the race: Callum Wales, Liam Ervik, Ricky Hawk, Zohar Manood, Emilio Navarrete, Stephen Whitman, Seth Cole, and Dylan Young. And again, you see Seth Cole, Dylan Young, and Liam Ervik, they're all in the top 10 in points, and this is not the kind of race they wanted to see, finishing in the bottom 10. And maybe the hardest hits will go to Seth Cole and Dylan Young, finishing in the anti-podium. You never like it when you finish in the anti-podium. And again, for Emilio Navarrete, the struggle continues. But for Kyle Sosnowski, it's all prosperity here. A big win for Sosnowski, his first career win in the Pepsi Cup Series. So he's going to most likely celebrate his big win here, and we'll really see a point shakeup after this race. So make sure you take a look at the points to see where you are now in the points regarding the series. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed the Michigan race weekend. Next weekend is Zenjoltis, as we'll have both the Nationwide and the Cup Series racing at Zenjoltis. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to be in good old New York City. Alright guys, that's it. This is Randy Orton Fan 2011, signing off. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Next. Crisp, refreshing, amazing. Pepsi Next. Subscribe to me and become a member of the gang. I'm out.